Bismillah wa salatu wa salam ala ashrafil mursalin.
Holy mackerel, you survived.
Alright, so today we're going to be beta testing my friend Jacob, or InitialCommit's new Git learning experience. It's built like Minecraft, so I'm like super stoked. And I honestly I could definitely use some Git knowledge because I really don't have any. Bismillah. Alhamdulillah. I have like no time in my days, so today I had some time and I thought, why not? Let's get at it. Alright, bismillah.
I mean, of course you did. No harm will ever come to you in DEVLANDS.
So I'm with you for the immersion and stuff.
Why are you looking at me as if I'm a total stranger? Oh, of course. I should introduce myself.
Should be patient.
Seeing as you survived the fall, I'm Willow. I'll be your teacher through this one-of-a-kind Git tutorial.
So this is Willow.
By
okay.
default, my text boxes will advance automatically. But you can always take a breather with the pause button in the top right corner.
So I can pause.
If you'd like to move along at your if you'd like to move along at your own pace, you can use the next and previous buttons in the bottom right. If you're really pressed for time, you can even use the A and D keys, or even the... Now, before we begin,
nice.
let's address the elephant on the island. Not that we have any these days. Why would you ever want to learn Git on a blocky rock in the middle of the sea? Well, why wouldn't you? Our lush beaches and tropical vistas are a welcome getaway from the home office. Plus, Git is notoriously abstract and difficult for most people to understand. If you've ever felt intimidated by code, and hey, gamified things, DEVLANDS is all about representing Git and coding concepts in a visual, tangible, and intuitive way. You'll also have the chance to practice. DEVLANDS allows you to write code, interact with files. But there's time. When you're ready, come and meet me over on the far end. Don't worry, it's made out of 100, I think. Never mind.
Okay. Okay, so Allahumma barik. Allahumma barik. It's like Minecraft, mashallah. He's got this shift key sprints. Okay, we got untracked files, modified files, and staged files walls, and a stash wall. And I have to meet Willow over here. I wonder if I can like build. Can I break? Nah. Okay, cool. And do I fall in the water? Oh, the water moves. That's gas. Okay. Tutorial's not done yet. Click or press E to continue.
You found me. Great job following directions. Quick tip. Anytime you see a green word or phrase, you can hover over it to see what it means. You can also click on green terms to add them to your garden.
Green, the color of thriving trees, eager beginners, and uncommitted
Visit the garden using the button in the top right of the screen to review everything you've discovered so far.
Okay. Okay. Click a card you've unlocked to view that Git terms definition. Okay.
Now let's start with a basic rundown of Git. Visit the garden using the button in the top right of the screen to review everything you've discovered so far. You found quick tip. You can visit the garden using the button in the top right of the screen. Now let's start with a basic rundown of Git. Git is a tool that helps people work together on coding projects, which are also known as software projects. Coding projects contain lots of code files and folders that contain lots and lots of lines of code. This code can be written in all kinds of programming languages, like Python, Java, and lots of different coders often work together on the same project. Without some system or tool to help organize all of this, you'll find it's really hard to... Coders need a way to make their own changes, share them, keep... In other words, they need a system to control the versions of the code.
Right.
See what I did there? Git is the version control system, or VCS, that
a tool that tracks and manages changes to files or code, enabling collaboration, version history, and rollback capabilities.
It helps track changes to your code over time. Git keeps track of which code files were changed, which lines of code were edited, who made each change.
It's like a blockchain of code. That's cool.
This allows Git to build up a full history of changes to your code base from day 1 to today, so you can see how your code has changed over time. Git also helps you share code with others, combine changes, and troubleshoot problems by reviewing the project's And one of the best things about Git is that no matter which programming language you choose to learn and code in, it's amazingly powerful. And before moving on, a coding project, also known as a... As your project grows, Git helps you work with others, combine code changes, keep a history of code edits, and review and debug your... Great job with level 1. Meet me further back on the...
Alright. So that was level 1 with my battery. Let's see. I'm chilling right now. I had to, you know, hit Jacob up to see if he'd be okay if I stream this. And I completely understand if not. But when I installed Git, it asked me, do I want to use Notepad or Vim? And I of course said Vim, of course. And then the game suggested Notepad, so.
Level 2 already? You're picking up steam. In this level, we'll define what a Git repository...
Git repo. So the internal structure. So it's like a big folder of the code.
You'll learn how to initialize an empty Git repository and config... But first things first. Let's imagine that a Git repo is like a scrapbook for your code.
Okay. A scrapbook for my code.
A scrapbook is a homemade book where you keep special memories by sticking them onto the pages.
My bad.
These memories could be anything that's special to you. Drawings, photos, ticket stubs, pressed flowers, or in my case, leaves. We'll refer to any of these items that can be stuck into a scrapbook as mementos. Think of each memento as one of your project's code files at a given point in time. Git knows about the mementos that you've stuck onto a page, but it doesn't know about any of the mementos that are strewn across your table. You interact with Git by running Git commands that do a whole bunch of stuff, like 1. Sticking a memento onto a page. 2. Inserting a new page into the scrapbook.
Whoa.
And 3. Flipping to a page in the scrapbook to relive that treasured memory.
That's that knowledge management.
Git also has commands that let you do fancier stuff like 4. Combining mementos from multiple pages into a new page. 5. Removing or reordering pages in the scrapbook. And 6. Sharing your scrapbook or just parts of it with friends. With me so far?
I like that it called
to
it
run
a
a Git
scrapbook.
command,
That's cool.
just type git, followed by the name of the action you want. But before you start running commands willy-nilly, you must first... Without that, all your nostalgic mementos would fall straight down to the floor. You can create a shiny new Git repository by running the git init command, which is short for
Git init. Alright, let's get in it.
Congratulations.
Ooh,
You just executed the git init command.
Git init command.
This created and initialized your very first Git repo, which at this point is like an empty binder with no pages or mementos.
It's a lot of
It's
talking.
an empty shell,
It's really
brimming with
heavy.
potential and ready to hold your most prized possessions. But before you start pasting things down like a maniac, you must first configure some important Git settings. Specifically, you need to set your Git author information, which is... You'll do this by learning your setting Git's configuration is done with the git config command, which looks like this. You'll start by using the git config...
Yeah, git config. I'm gonna set my email.
You'll start by using the git config...
Okay, I see. Because obviously you want to know like who made the changes. You have to
It's
have a
essential
name.
to set your author name so Git can mark which mementos were put into the scrapbook
Yep.
by you.
Yep.
After all,
Taking
you're not
responsibility.
the only one who can add mementos into the scrapbook. Maybe you have an overly enthusiastic aunt who has to stick a photo of herself on every page. Anyway, you can set your Git author name using the git config command as follows.
It's a me.
It's a you.
Okay. Git config user dot name. Little bro. Nah, I'm gonna rock with him. It's a me.
Nice job. Next, you'll use the git config command.
I don't know if I want the world to know my email address.
Your Git email address is the email associated with any code. To be honest, I can't really think, but shoot me an email at willow@devlands.com if you think of one.
I can email Willow. That's cool.
To be honest, your Git email address is the email associated with any code changes you make. To be honest, I can't really think up a good scrapbook analogy for this. But shoot me an email at willow@devlands. You can set your Git email address using the following command.
Like, you know what I mean? It'd just be easy. Yeah, like the address of the person that made the changes. Your aunt comes over and changes a bunch of stuff in your scrapbook, then you just use her address. Do I actually? Okay, git config user dot email. It's a me. It's at me.com. Okay.
Excellent work.
Let's go.
Finally, there's one last setup step. Choosing a name for your... This is called a branch. You'll learn more about...
Series of commits representing a line of development. It's like, okay, for some reason, the about page isn't working. So when we click the about, it doesn't work. So someone go in there and check that. And everything I'll do to that about button is on a branch.
For now, just set the default branch name for this repo to main, which is what most people use. Here is the command.
Primary branch. Okay, cool. Git config init default branch main.
Fantastic! Before we recap level 2, notice that whenever you finish a conversation, you can click on those flags to rewind the... This can be useful if you'd like to repeat a particular... Not that I'm calling you... Now let's sum up level... You saw that a Git repository is like a special scrapbook where Git stores every change you or anyone else makes to your code. Next, you learned that Git commands are ways to tell Git what to do, like sticking mementos to a page, inserting pages into the scrapbook, and leafing through the scrapbook to examine what's inside. Then, you used git init to create a new Git repo, which is like an empty binder for the scrapbook itself.
Git init creates a new
Finally,
repo.
you used git config to configure some basic Git settings such as your author name,
So I can work with
email
multiple
address,
repos.
and default branch name.
Cool.
Great stuff. Meet me right over there on the...
Alright, let's get it. Level 3. We got like 16 levels right here in this tutorial. So, I wonder like, how far does this world go? Somebody made this island. I want to see what's up with it. I'm chilling. I don't know. I don't really see. That cherry blossom tree is gas though, I ain't gonna lie. I like the slow fall. I guess there ain't no fall damage in this game. Born swimming, but I swim better than that. I swear. Okay, so there's an edge to the map. Nah, it's an invisible barrier. I was born swimming. They got crabs? Nah, bruh. No way. Okay, let's do level 3 real quick. It gets like a whole thing, dude. I thought it was gonna be like, I don't know, I don't know.
Welcome to level 3.
It's the beta. It's like the number 1. So
let's go back to our scrapbook analogy. In this level, you'll learn how to pick and choose mementos to add into the scrapbook binder you created with the git init command in level 2. Remember, in our analogy, a memento is like a code file that we're going to add into our git repo.
Okay.
So let's start by creating a new empty file and adding some code to it.
Like a function.
Luckily, we can use any programming language we like. To keep things simple, let's create a new Python file called hello.py and add a print statement to it.
Use Python.
Fun fact, DEVLANDS is actually coded in Python, so I might be a little biased.
Gas.
Anyway, to create a new file, you can click the Create New File option in the drop-down menu that appears on the left side of the screen after you close this message.
Alright, close. Create new file. Hello.py? Or is it like git create print? Hello blocky world. Oh, I'm learning Python.
Great job creating that new Python code file. I wonder if it'll show up here in DEVLANDS. Now meet me in front of that on your way over. You might consider looking up and reading the right...
Okay. I'm about it. Oh, okay. Okay, mashallah. Allahumma barik. Alhamdulillah. Allahumma musta'an. May Allah make it easy forever. And ever and ever and ever. Mashallah.
Check it out. The new hello.py file you created did show up after all. It's the block labeled hello.py sitting on the left side of this wall. Your very first memento. Since this block represents a file, we call it a file block. Clicking on a file block. While roaming through DEVLANDS, clicking on a file block shows a list of options in the top left of the screen.
Okay.
After closing this message, click on the file block.
Alright, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Hello.py, inspect file. File name, hello.py, file type, untracked file, code changes, print, hello blocky world. So it's an untracked file. And it's on the untracked files page. Okay, cool.
Nice job, Inspector. Did you notice the details that popped up when you inspected the file block? It showed the file name, file type, and the code you wrote. Keep that in mind. You can always check the contents of a file by inspecting it. Moving on. The big wall behind me is split up into 3 columns. Untracked files.
A file that exists in your project but that you haven't told Git to track yet. Modified files. A tracked file with code changes.
Untracked files. Moving on.
Okay. Something ready to commit?
Untracked files are files that Git doesn't know about yet. They're like mementos that you haven't stuck in the scrapbook yet. As you can see, your file hello.py is currently an untracked file. Even though you've created the new file, you haven't told Git about it yet. Imagine your memento is sitting on the table next to the empty scrapbook binder. In order to add your hello.py file to the scrapbook, you need to tell Git to track it. This is called staging your file changes. You can
This is really making me want to go get a scrapbook. Maybe I should. We'll see, inshallah.
Specifically,
Git add stages the changes. Okay. Alright, so we say git add hello .py, and now it's
Fantastic
gonna
stuff. You just staged the
stage that.
Python file hello.py.
So now it's being tracked.
Did you have your eye on the big wall? If you were paying attention, you saw that hello.py jumped from untracked files to staged files. The staged files column is often called Git staging area.
Index, a temporary file that stores information about what will be included in the next commit.
Think of the staging area as a designated space on your tabletop where you
Okay, mashallah. I think like 20 minutes is like pretty straight. I'm gonna finish this. We're gonna finish this conversation and then we'll do a part 2, inshallah.
well, don't just.
So the staging area is the location where the changes are marked, but they haven't been staged yet. Meet me over by the new staged file. Okay, so I'm gonna stop here. We're gonna call that part 1, inshallah. I wonder, does it save my progress? Let's see, inshallah.